So today is June 2nd, and I've had another week at work, another weekend, and today is actually a Tuesday. It took me a little longer than usual to get around to making my video, but I've not been sleeping well, which is the main reason I've not made my video, but then I find myself doing stupid things I don't care about, so I'm still working on prioritizing the right things in my life. I did spend a huge chunk of the weekend studying, and during my breaks, I cleaned and rearranged my room. Sometimes it felt more like rearranging than cleaning. But I did get a number of things put up or thrown away that needed to be disposed of. So it seemed to be progress. And I can get to my bookshelf for putting books and similar things away. So it's some kind of progress. But mostly studying. I think I have done more or less everything I didn't know how to do. At this point, it's just making sure I don't forget in the next week or two where all of the information is, and I think I'm ready to take my test. I'm just now slogging through the process of figuring out how to sign up for it. But I think I have that figured out. And it's a lot easier to stick with it now that, one, this process seems a lot simpler than it used to be, and two, it turns out that when there's a for-profit company that really wants you to take the test too, they are willing to tell you how to sign up for it. Oh, you need to contact this particular organization and then give us a call back. And they had the phone number. They even told me what I should tell when I call back so that they'll know where it is that I'm calling about. And, just generally useful information. So I've heard bad things about Pearson from other people, but thus far my experience has actually been pretty good with them. The worst thing I can say is that when I did test with them for my insurance licensure, the building was not as well labeled as I wish it were. Like a giant neon sign or something, but that's a very small complaint. Other than that, my life is mostly going well. I've been a little, under the weather. We've had bad weather recently. My leg has been really hurting. I've not been feeling well. I thought I had picked up some kind of bug at Animazement for a little while that was upsetting my stomach. And, just con crud. It happens when you hang around 25,000 people. Life is just kind of going. I feel like I have things mostly under control. I do still need to continue studying, even if it does look like I'm not going to reach my goal this Saturday, which was when I had penciled in my intention to take my test, but I should be able to get it done by next Saturday. And it's still hypothetically possible, if everything got done very quickly, that I could get in this Saturday. It just doesn't seem realistic at this point. But I've been kind of irritable and not feeling great. So I'm trying to keep my head on straight. Today at work, I think I may have been a little bit arrogant. I made a comment they asked about things that had impacted your life, and they listed a number of different events, and I was kind of like, I really don't want to talk about most of those because it just doesn't come out right. So I ended up talking about gaming and the impact of gaming on my life, in particular computer games, and I think I did mention on my vlog, but I know I've been thinking it recently, that I certainly do play an awful lot of games of time and resource management, and it seems to pay off when I'm managing my money, because I seem to do a very good job of managing my money, and I do also think outside the box. One of the things that I remember learning so very, very long ago was to think of everything as a resource. Back when I was playing Magic, your life total is a resource. You can spend it to save your cards. Your cards in hand are a resource. Of course, you also have your mana, the most obvious resource. Your land drop is a resource. Everything is a resource. You just have to think of it that way. Though I did make the comment that I was a little bit better with money than some of my peers, but I do a pretty good job of consistently living below my means. I have been fairly lucky in having the opportunities I've had recently, but thus far I seem to be doing okay, although I have taken some risks recently, spending my savings to pay off a credit card, but, it's a risk, and I just need to save again. Payday's this Friday, and that should definitely make me feel better.